Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today I bought, I think 2 weeks ago, I bought lamb neck bones, and I'm going to cook them with, I think, peas and little pearl onions and maybe some mushrooms. I'm not sure about the mushrooms yet. And serve it over peas and rice that I had left over from my Thanksgiving dinner. Now, I need this flour that I have been collecting. Like I told you, I collect it because I don't want to waste it. But I want to get the particles out of it. So by sifting it each time I use it, I get those particles out. And see, here are the particles right there. So I dump them in, bury them in the backyard, and they just rotate. Now, this is already wet and moist. I'm not going to dry it off this time and add buttermilk. I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to sprinkle my lamb seasonings, which I've already given you in a video. And we're going to sprinkle this all over this heavily for flavor. Then we're going to flour them because we want to seal these seasonings, into it. So when you make these mixtures of seasonings, you make a half a cup to a cup at a time, so whenever you go to cook, you have them right there for you. This has a lovely mint in it, which gives it a lovely flavor to lamb, and as you can see, I am going heavy on this. And mint and lamb go excellent together. I'm sorry you're not here and you can't smell it. You'd be surprised. You really, really would. See how heavy I've been putting it on? Because I really want it to come out with good flavor. So if you dry your meat after you rinse it and it's dry, you'll have to add some buttermilk or some yogurt to it. Now, somewhere along the line, my yogurt got contaminated and it's not rising. I tried to make another culture and I didn't have it. It didn't work, so I know that it got contaminated somewhere. I just don't know where. So I have milk over there that I took the chill off. I have covered it and it's going to sit over there where it's warm and pray I can get some microbes in this kind of weather. I usually do if I'm going to do it is in the spring, but I've got all winter ahead of me, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way and pray that it works. Fingers crossed. You know what? I have enough oil in here. Hold on. This is my all blend that I make. I'll show you how to make it for you, the new members, when I make some more. It's just right now I need oil. It's a very good combination that I've put together. It's very healthy, and I also add vitamin E into it, just like when I make butter, modified butter. Now that is about 2 tablespoons, that ladle, which is really great. I have a couple of ladles, different sizes. Really makes my job easier. Now while this is heating up, See, this is a season where they do all the butchering, and this is why you get all these prices of different kinds of cuts of meat and stuff, because right now the slaughterhouses are really, really busy. They start at just around Thanksgiving, and they stay pretty busy through the holiday, and then it just stops. And then they need to, you know, raise more cattle, more chickens and stuff, so whatever, they have to proportion it out to make sure that there'll be meat and stuff for the whole year. This is usually the season where I get the best deals on cuts that I don't normally find. I normally don't find lamb stew, so, you know, I take that opportunity to get it. Now, in that 1779 or Amelia's cookbook, you have to realize at that time they had large families. They don't just have one child, so the proportions that they're giving are for larger families. And they didn't get a big helping, they got a helping. They had to make this food work. If I had a big family, each person would get 2 pieces of meat. They'd be lucky if they got that much, and that would be it. So this would mean I could feed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 people. And air drying it some does help it, though you don't see it, but you'll notice the flavor is different. God, the mint is so strong on the lamb. That's why people serve mint jelly with lamb. Now what I like are lamb shanks, and finding them is like $8 a piece. If I can swing it, I will spend the money to get that, because they serve mint jelly on it. But I have the recipe that's done different. I want to try. I've been looking at it for a while. I just haven't been able to afford the lamb shanks, but if they have them, I just might pick them up and just put the extra money out for them. I still haven't decided what I want for Christmas. I can't find a goose. Can't find a peasant. I might do a standing rib roast with a blanket. I'll explain to you at that time what a blanket is, because I need a blanket for my veal roast that I have. It's in the freezer. So I don't know yet. If I could get a free turkey for Christmas, I would sit there and take it and I would can it. Instead of having for Thanksgiving, I would can it with seasonings and stuff. I bet I would have it there, which would really be nice. Now this is what I have left over. I'm going to put just like this and put it on the counter in the back for next time. I'm going to need this plate. What am I putting it up for? And I had my mushroom coffee this morning, and I'm going to tell you that is so good. And I tried it with the cinnamon sugar that was left over from making donuts. It goes great with it. But if you have coffee and you want a cinnamon flavor, and you've made donuts and you've coated them with the cinnamon sugar, take some of that cinnamon sugar, put it in there, and if you have heavy cream, and warm your heavy cream up carefully, not so you don't want it to separate, just heat it up, pour it in your coffee, you got a nice treat with your coffee. Caffeine and I don't get along, so I have to be careful with mine. Now we're going to braise these. That means that we are going to brown these. We're not cooking them, we're just going to brown them. We don't want to burn them. So we do want to seal up some of that flavor into them. And I will be using some stock, and I don't remember what's in this stock. I know there's some potato in here, but I don't know what else is in here, so I can't tell you the stock. It's just stock that I have. I just don't remember which one it is. But I do know it has potato water in it. And the feather bread is prairie bread. I mean, it's dry, isn't it? So it's pretty good, and it smells good. That smells good, and this smells good. So you know I'm going to be enjoying my meal today. Here's my peas and rice, so I have plenty to serve this over. And remember, you want to brown this, but you don't want to burn the seasonings in it. So you don't need it at a high heat, but you do have to brown it. When you burn it, you're going to burn the seasonings, and then you're going to have a flat meal. And the object is to cook where you get that flavor. And because there's bones here, we're also going to be cooking bone marrow into the liquid. So we've got a lot of good things that will be coming out of this meal. So if I do mushrooms, they'll be dehydrated mushrooms because I don't have fresh mushrooms in the house. So they'll be dehydrated, but once I put them in the liquid to cook, they'll swell up and they'll be fine. I had wanted to make a different fruit cocktail that I remember as a child. The grapefruits are so dry that they just fall apart trying to do it. So I couldn't do it this year, but what I want to do is collect grapefruit rind and use it as well in baking and see how it comes out as well. So I have these questions on how to do certain things, but I get ideas. Let me continue browning. I'll show you. I'm just browning them a little. I don't want to go crazy, but see, that's how I'm browning them. I don't want them burnt. I just want those flavors to come out and get a brown all at the same time. So you don't always need a really high heat, but you do need a heat to seal it, but not to burn those seasonings when you do them. And I'll be back when I finish. Okay, I'm putting the meat back in now. I had the last few pieces in there browning, so I'm just going to add the rest in and start getting it ready to cook. Now I'm turning it up because I'm going to be adding stock. So whatever stock you have, go ahead. It doesn't have to be lamb stock. You can use chicken, your vegetable, whatever you have. I'm using what I have. I'll need a little more water because that's got to cook. This is going to be cooking for hours before I add the vegetables in. I am going to add some peppercorns in. I guess you want me to count all these out? Oh, I guess about 20 of them, 25 of them. I counted them out for you. So we will put, okay, there it is. I will bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to simmer it and also reduce that liquid as well. Later on, I'll be adding, like I said, I'm going to put some peas in this. I definitely want peas. I have to think of other stuff. And those little pearl onions, maybe a few of those as well. I don't know if I'll put anything else in it other than salt. Okay, but we'll see how it comes out at that point, and I'll be back. Okay, remember when I told you a couple, I think 2 days ago, I had ripped the turkey up and I was putting the bones on the side and the skin I was putting somewhere else. Well, I got the bones and a whole bag of vegetable peelings I had in the freezer, and I cooked them. They got done late. I didn't get to them, so I'm going to get to them now. Now I have a big bowl in the sink. I have my strainer, and I'm still going to put a towel in it as well. Into the strainer to make sure I get a really good one. This is why my towels always look so stained and dirty, because I do so much with them. And the lamb neck bones are still cooking over there. They'll be cooking for hours. Here are the bones. Let's see, I got the bones in here. See how they're breaking up? I'm gonna take them out so I can squeeze the juice out of the vegetables and stuff. And this stock is gonna have a lot of good flavor in it. Okay, let's get some more bones. There's not much left on these bones, so I'm not going to bother giving them to the dogs. That doesn't make sense. Okay, that's another one. See, it's hard to squeeze the vegetables when you have bones in them. So what I try to do is take out as many bones as I can. there any bones in here. Yeah. Didn't feel that one. Okay, it smells like a beautiful stuff. So I figured I'd go ahead and show you how I get this ready. Later on, I will be canning this, but I want to get the vegetables and stuff out of it. Let's get some more of this out. Now here you probably think you got all your juice, right? And you squeeze out as much as you can. That's why I took the bones out so it didn't puncture the towel. Okay. And this I will put in the yard. Bury it in the garden. And whatever nutrients I didn't get out, that's why you take the bones out, because you don't want to put the bones into the ground. You put a lot of things in the ground, but you just can't put some things. Okay, I have my turkeys and vegetable stock. Now I wouldn't leave this towel too long like this without rinsing it. It's really going to stain your towel. I'm going to have a stain as it is, but it won't be as bad. I start rinsing it right away. So I'm rinsing off all the pieces that were left stuck to the towel. I do it in cold water. Now when I wash this, it'll come out nice and clean. Now I know this stuff is very concentrated. because of what I put in it. So I want to make sure there's not too thick concentration. So I got my pot here. You'll see how dark it is as I pour it. Isn't that rich? That's very rich. So now what I'm going to do is, it's here, right? Wait a minute, right about here. I am going to fill my pot up higher. I think I'm going to add 2 more quarts to it. Because I want this pot full, and I know exactly I'll get 4 or 5 quarts out of it. So I'm about, well, let me get it a little higher and I'll tell you. Let's try this again. Okay. My stock, oh, pick this up. My stock was here. I filled it up to here with water. And I will be warming this up after I finish fixing dinner. And I will be canning this, and I'll show you how I do it. But that is my turkey stock, a beautiful turkey stock. I just let the vegetables in it cook. If you wanted to add seasonings when you were adding everything to slow cook it, you could have at that time. I don't. It's so rich with all the vegetables and the bones. It comes out really, really nice. Okay, now we'll get back to cooking the lamb neck bones. Well, the lamb neck, it's not bones, it's actually the lamb neck, and it's cooking quietly. I showed you how, I know we're still cooking the meat, don't worry about it. Some things I'm doing and I'm bringing it to your attention. I have giblet gravy left over, and I have it in a container, but I'm also putting it in a plastic bag just in case the container pops. I am going to put it in the freezer because later on I'd like to take one of those packages of the turkey that I told you that I had put in small bags and I was freezing when I was tearing the turkey apart. I want to sit there and make biscuits and put the turkey into this giblet gravy and serve it over the biscuits, and I think it'd be a lovely meal in the spring because I don't need it now and I don't want it to go bad, so I've got all the gizzards and everything else. I'm going to stick it in the freezer and should be using it in about 4 months, which would make a lovely meal. Okay, I'm adding the peas and the onions right now to it because the meat is tender. And a note to the young lady that asked me about bread machines and sourdough cultures. I found some information in one of my cookbooks. Like I said, I have a lot of cookbooks to go through. So I will be talking about that. If you're watching this video, it will be coming up after this video, unless the bread comes up first. Okay, because I got bread over there going at the same time. So we'll see how it goes. And I will read the information to help you if you wish to try using a bread machine with sourdough. All right. Add your salt now and mix it up. I use my salt mixture that I use. And I might have to add a little bit of food because this is really thick at this point, just the way I want it. But I've got to cook these onions and stuff first. I might have to add a little bit of water. And I'm going to have to turn the flame up to get it to cook. And by the time those are done, I should have it thick again, so I won't have to worry about it. So we're going to bring that to a boil, then we're going to turn it down to simmer till the peas and the onions are done, and then it should have a thick gravy. Okay, this is done. I am going to serve this over peas and rice. And here it is. Very simple. Listen, take care. Bye-bye.